Good morning. Oh, do you feel spring coming? Oh, with the blossoms, and it's all happening. It's all starting. Woohoo! So last week we talked about activating our imagination. Right? Remember activating our imagination, how important that is to actually shifting some of those old beliefs and embracing a new vision for our lives. And I shared with you some of the techniques borrowed from artists and authors who work in the magic realism, the genre of magic realism, to take some of that and kind of weave it into your current reality so that those vivid images can help you better see and feel that shift, a shift in a certain area of your life. So how many of you did that experiment last week? How many of you had some interesting results with that experience last week? Oh, good, good. Now, I want to tell you, you have an opportunity to share these results, your experiences with this exercise and all of the exercises we've been doing as this talk series culminates on Easter Sunday. We're planning this whole ceremony where you can share your results. And so it's going to be really special. You don't want to miss it. So today, we're going to talk about another kind of aspect of this same thing that, again, can help us accept. We must first accept it in consciousness, and actually in every level of our being. And then it can manifest as a more expansive life, a more abundant, love-filled life. And that is the joyful Boogie Woogie Joy Factor. That's what it is. And actually, this is the first experiment in Pam Grout's book, and she begins the chapter by quoting one of my favorite songwriters of all time, John Lennon, who said, "When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They said I didn't understand the assignment. I told them they didn't understand life." True, right? It all starts here. You know, and that's the whole premise of Pam's book and of my talk today, is that joy is our natural state. Joy is our natural state. And the more fun we have, the better life works. So, ready to celebrate some awesome joy today? Yeah. All right. And you know, I know it's easier to get that joy is our natural state when we're here together in this spiritual community room, you know, and it's a nice, relaxing weekend day, and Mark Smith has helped us connect in the here and now to the joy, you know, through song. But be honest, when that alarm goes off first thing Monday morning, and you got to rush to go to work, or you got a million things you got to get done, are you generally filled with, you know, tons of vibrant joy? Do you bound out of bed and shout, "Hallelujah! I'm so grateful to be alive. The joys that are waiting for me in life today, the light that I get to shed, to shine in the world." You know? Do we? Not every day. Not me either, although since I started working on this talk, I started doing it, and my God, what a difference it makes. What a difference it makes. Wow. You know. But the thing is, I think we all felt that way. Way back. Maybe a long time ago. I remember the most delightful memory of raising my children when they were really little was going and waking them up. I remember enjoying this more when I was waking them up from their nap, as opposed to, you know, when they came in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. "Mama, Mama, hi, hi, you awake? But still, that, you know, that joyful energy, it's infectious. Before long, you're like, okay, let's jump into the adventure of a new day. And that's what kids do. They expect, right? They expect that the day is going to be filled with joys. And I know those of you who raise kids and probably grandchildren too, you're experiencing this. They just expect that the day is going to greet them with all kinds of good stuff. And I remember Olivia, when she was really little, she used to, like this big, she took me by the hand and she would lead me downstairs. Come on. Let's go play with toys. Come on. Let's go outside and say hi to doggy next door. Come on. Let's go make waffles. That joy is so infectious. And, they little kids, and, we were all there once, right? We just assume that wonders were going to await us with every new day. And everything is a wonder when you're that little. Juliet, I have to be even here. I have twins, so I have to talk about each one. Juliet, oh my God. She was like, the picture of enthusiasm would be Juliet as a little kid. She would stand at the edge of her crib. She'd be so excited. And she couldn't have been more than like 10 or 11 months old. And she would point out at things in the room and go, what's that? What's that? What's that? I think it was one of her first words. What's that? She just delighted in discovering things. We all were like that. And then we begin to grow up and life sets in. That inevitable time that your best friend is made to you. Or maybe a loss of a grandparent or a pet, and the disappointments of life itself, and then later homework, and then life becomes not so joyful anymore. Life becomes not so joyful. And then I think the pain, though, that pain is really the pain of separation. It's the pain of forgetting that oneness with spirit, that oneness with each other. That's where that pain comes in. And then we forget that the source of joy is within us, and we begin to look outside of us to everything else that we think is going to make us happy, and we do everything we can to capture that. And then once we get it, boy, we hold on to it for dear life, right? We forget that thing, and the thing we forget is that it's all temporary. Whatever joy that's outside of us is temporary. My children, as little, joyful, enthusiastic kids, temporary. It's temporary. But I think we know deep down that joy is within us, that is the source, that it's all within us. But I don't know, maybe we forget, we fool ourselves into thinking that, when I finally get married, then I'll be happy. And then years later, you're like, when I finally get rid of that person, then I'll finally be happy. Not me, though. Some people I've heard. Or whatever it is, that job, that really fabulous job, when I get that, oh my God, then I'll be happy. And then later on, it's like, well, when I finally get some time off, then I'll be happy. Or, for me, when I finally have kids, then I'll know fulfillment, I'll experience joy. And now it's like when they grow up and they finally leave home. No, actually, I'll probably really freak out. But it's that feeling, it's an endless cycle of thinking that our happiness is outside of us. And then what that does is it creates this thing where we begin to focus on what's missing rather than enjoying what we have in our lives, right? We forget, and then we focus on what's missing. And not those of us necessarily here in this room. I'm talking about sort of generally our culture, in general, the collective unconsciousness. There's this energy of looking for things to worry about, looking for things to complain about, kind of trudging through the day, ticking off items from that never-ending to-do list. And what that does is it creates an energy that's devoid of joy. And then that, for some people, becomes their default position. Becomes their default position. And then we forget. I mean, really, how many times do you see people walking down the street with a big smile on their face? You know, we're whistling a happy tune. Not very often. There's that one guy in Carborough. Do you know him? He's always dancing, and smiling at Weaver Street. That guy. He's got the secret. Yeah, he's got the secret. But not much, not many. So, and we forget that default attitude, that default position, it affects our energy. It affects our vibration. We're vibrational beings living in a vibrational universe. And that vibrational universe receives that energy and reflects back to us more of the same. So more to complain about, maybe. But anybody can change their default setting. We can reset that default position. Thanks to the neuroplasticity in our brains, we can create new neural pathways, like literally rewiring our brains to set joy as our default position, as our default energy. And when we do, right, then that vibrational universe receives that and reflects that back into our life as more to rejoice about, as a more expansive life, more joyous, love-filled life, more fulfilling, satisfying relationships, more fulfilling work, more vibrantly healthy body. It all starts right here in this now moment, right? Connected to that inner joy and really making that our default setting. So that's what we're going to do today. This is what the experiment is, okay? And it's a 3-parter, this experiment. Actually, it's 2 parts with 1 extra credit. And I'll share what that is in just a minute. So the first part of this, that's the boogie woogie part. That's the boogie woogie. And this really shifts your energy faster than anything I know. So what you're going to do is pick one of the songs or one of your own. I've got a suggestion in the handout that's in your bulletin. Anything that's really upbeat, celebrating life kind of thing. And you're going to play that song. This is a 3-day experiment. Play that song first thing in the morning. And while it's playing, you're going to either pump your fist in the air, or you're going to clap and sing, or you're going to, shout to the universe, yes, I'm so glad to be alive. I'm so grateful for it all. Whatever, or all the above. Pretend you're, a soccer player. Just won the winning goal. Right? So we're going to get some practice with that right now. Hit it, boys. Hello. One more time. Oh. Check how you feel now. Imagine starting your day with this. Would this not set you up for a day of joy? It's like you wouldn't be able to just wait to get out and share that joy with the world. It's something that just shifts your energy instantly and gets you ready for the rest of the day, gets you ready for the second part of this experiment. A shower, yes. Turning up the air. Really, you might want to do it before you shower. And so the second part is you're going to say thank you to everything that comes your way. Everything in your life. Saying, and I mean everything. I mean everything from that really nice cup of coffee in the morning to, it just made a stain on my favorite sweater. Thank you. With enthusiasm, yeah. Okay, so you found a spot right in front of where you need to go, right? You're just about to pull in, and somebody just swipes right in front of you. This is
when you say Tawanda.
Tawanda? Okay. Oh, sorry, didn't get the reference. Okay. Good. Yes, thank you. You know, for all of it. You work, really hard on a presentation at work, and you finally completed it, you're feeling good, and then your boss criticizes you for it. Thank you. Thank you. You go to the grocery store, you find everything that you need in record time, and then you get to the checkout, and then you got to wait in this really long line, and you're running late. Thank you. Say thank you for everything, for all of it. Right? And make up a story. Yes, dear?
I do that all the time.
You do it all the time?
All the time.
You say thank you for everything? You are so ahead of the game. All right. She's ahead of the game, this sweetie. Yeah. So, and then, I know a lot of you who have been practicing gratitude are a few steps ahead here. And if it helps to make up a story for those things that would tempt to piss you off, the stain on the sweater could mean, hey, now I got permission to go buy something new. The long line at the grocery store could give you an opportunity to talk to somebody behind you, find out that you have something in common. The parking spot that it was taken means you have to park all the way back there. That's right. You get closer to your goal of 100 or 1,000 steps a day or whatever, 1,000 steps a day. 10,000 steps. Yeah. So that helps you on your way. Your boss criticizing your report. I don't know, maybe that forced you to... Could be. Or maybe it made you a better writer. Or maybe you found a new program that helped you do it faster the next time. Whatever. It's all really, when we say thank you for everything, that absolutely forces us to find the blessing in everything. And that shifts the energy. That absolutely up-levels our energy to that tone of awesome joy. It resets our energy. So that's where it's going to be. Okay, here's the extra credit. Ready? This is about taking the joy and the positive energy out to the streets, out in public. You're going to bring your joyful self and see if it rubs off on other people. Pretend you are Patch Adams. She talks about Patch Adams in the book. He was the doctor who would wear the red rubber nose when he went to make his rounds and made his patients smile, which made them get better, And actually, he did a lot of these things because when he was a young man, he was severely depressed, like suicidally depressed. You'd never know it, because this was his work. Making other people happy and being, just crazy and out there with joy. It was his work. He made an art of making other people happy. And, there's just no greater joy when we're making other people happy. So I'll leave this one up to you. Use your imagination, if you want to try the red rubber nose. Actually, somebody did. I was in my car, and I drove to the stop sign, and something caught my eye. This woman had a big rubber nose on her. And I just cracked up. How could you not, right? Pam in the book says that she carries around this giant teddy bear occasionally on the street. And again, people come up, and how can you not smile at that? It's a fun thing, Or when you're shopping at Trader Joe's, you'll fit right in with the employees by dancing and singing in the aisles, right?
It's a happy place.
It is a happy place. Yeah, it's a good place to work. Robbie works there. Yeah. Good place to work. Yeah.
Happy for no reason.
They're happy for no reason because, there is a reason. It comes from here, right? This is the source, and it's just bubbling up. That joy is just bubbling. We're just going to let it bubble up, right? We're going to let it bubble up. And, anything. You how people at checkout, they'll say, have a good day, have a nice day. They don't mean it. You go, yes, what a great day. I'm having such a great day. I hope you have a joy-filled day too. Really, and feel it. Feel that connection. Feel that connection. So all of this, this is the assignment, the two parts of it, the boogie woogie part, the thank you universe, and then the extra credit part. It's a 3-day experiment, but of course if this feels good, and I have a feeling it will, you might want to, continue it for as long as you like. So that's it. Go forth and boogie woogie. Namaste.